What up, YouTube? Now, we are about to go to the gym. We had a bit of a strange breakfast this morning. We have 250 grams of ham. We have a Chobani yogurt, white monster. So we actually have to make a bit of a proper meal for our pre-workout nutrition so we get some sort of health benefits. But essentially, I want to make this video to show you guys the benefits that I've had in the short term from deleting social media. It has been something that's been reoccurring where I go through cycles of really bad scrolling. Affects my sleep, affects like a lot of things, and recently I've just taken a job where I start at 3 AM, so I have to go to bed early, like 6 PM, and it's still sun. It's still sunny outside, and it's extremely difficult to go to sleep, which scrolling does not help. I think we're gonna do a whole bag of that. Yeah, let's do that. 500 grams frozen is gonna be like 200 grams cooked though, because that loses water, right? While my sweet potato is cooking, we are going to go over benefit number one. I've not had social media for 2 days now, so it is a very short-lived experiment, but I plan to do this for a while because there's a lot of things that do need fixing. But essentially, my attention span was fried. Like, I could not cope with boredom whatsoever. I was at the supermarket getting my energy drinks. I got about 14, so I needed to like get a basket to carry them. Didn't really think about that. So I was in the energy drink aisle and I turned around to go get a basket at the start of the store. Literally a 15-20 second walk. And I opened up my phone to scroll Instagram for that time being. And that was like, when I didn't have Instagram on my phone and I went to do that and realized that it wasn't there, I was like, and it was like a turning point in my head. And I was like, holy shit, like my attention span is cooked. Look at that. We have got 220 grams of sweet potato, 150 grams of mince. Kinda skimped on the veggies, but we'll do that with dinner. So right now, getting into the gym is like extremely difficult after work, right? Like doing 20,000 steps and then like going to fucking wreck your body is like pretty brutal. But essentially what's getting me through the doors right now is like go in specifically to feel good. So I'll like foam roll, I'll do any like dynamic stretches I can. And usually after that, I'm like feeling pretty fresh, right? But usually it's things like my back and like my arms and my legs are always like fatigued. And I'm like, oh, the last thing I want to go do is lift weights. But if I go in without the idea of lifting weights and I just warm up with the foam roller, warm up with some good stretches and just go in to feel good. And then after that, I'm like, oh, fuck, I actually want to go lift some weights. So then I go and do my session. And that's been working out pretty well the last few days.
In this torn up town, we're fighting for you to come back home soon. The family's miss you, lost now, but we see you.
Twenty minutes later.
So the ring tricep extension is new. I've never done it before, but honestly, like that feels really good. And I think to make it harder, you take a few steps back and lower the rings. So we're gonna give it a crack. Now that was a good workout. My music is still playing. Now, the second thing I have noticed about deleting social media has been the amount of time that I have. So I'm still sort of in the habit of going into my phone every now and then and checking it and like going to open the app and then realize it's not there. But it's good because then when I go to click on it and realize it's not there, I'm kind of like, oh, okay, let's do something else. And then I've noticed that I've just been twiddling my thumbs and I'm like, shit. And it's been a huge realization that I've got so much more time than I thought that I did. It's kind of awkward, there's somebody watching me. Hold up, I'm scared. But essentially, now I'm able to map out and I'm able to use my time more effectively. Things for like YouTube, planning video ideas, and ultimately just structuring my life better so that I feel like I'm moving in the right direction. Because beforehand, I felt like I was in that trance of, you know, doing what I needed to do, doing the absolute fundamentals that weren't necessarily pushing me in the right direction, but were keeping me afloat. And then social media would sort of take up the rest. So now I feel like I've got that little bit of an extra edge that I can use to my advantage and ultimately get to my goal faster. I'm going to show you one of my favorite pre or post workout meals. I know you've heard of cream of rice, and this is probably the exact same as how everybody else makes it, but still going to show you. I do 70 grams of rice flour. To 70 grams, I like to do a teaspoon. Actually, no, we're going to use a whisk. So for 70 grams of rice flour, I do 360 mils of boiling water. Essentially, cream of rice is just a better version of oats. If you like oats, you'll like cream of rice. And I'm pretty sure that rice flour has got a higher glycemic index. So for pre or post workout, it's probably going to be better than your standard oatmeal. With our big ass bag of protein, 1 scoop. And you have to put your frozen berries in because then the hot mix melts the blueberries. So we're going to do 100 grams of blueberries. The final touch I add, just for a little bit of crunch, is 10 grams of ground almonds. Now, in terms of optimal, you don't really want fats, like too many before pre and post workout, which is why I only do 10 grams. But yeah, if you have a high fat meal, it pretty much just slows down your digestion. So obviously pre and post workout is not what you want. You're obviously not on a cut if you don't add cinnamon and sugar-free syrup to sweeten the shit up. Even though it's actually already really good. Like if you've got a good protein powder, I feel like that's the main thing. Like some proteins mix a little bit weird and then it turns to water. Like Ghost. Ghost tastes really good, but then you mix it with rice flour and it like fucking turns to a puddle. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so the third thing that I've noticed about removing social media completely, I've realized how much of a people pleaser I really am. Whenever I used to post a post, I would kind of always in the back of my mind, even if I told myself I wasn't, I was kind of posting it to get certain people's attention, or I wanted somebody to see my story or something like that. It's pretty detrimental, especially if you're trying to do this long term. If I'm trying to do content for the long game, I need to do things that I enjoy and that I genuinely provide value with. And I think that's what I'm struggling with right now, with trying to provide value through long form YouTube content. I feel like I'm not qualified, but at the end of the day, a lot of the stuff that I'll be talking about is more importantly, experience based. So I feel like at 21 years old, I have walked a very long life. I've done a lot of different things and a lot of things hasn't worked out. And I feel like all of these failures I've turned into this big sort of downfall. In reality, like I have so much time to rebuild myself back up and I have all of these lessons. Essentially, social media is going to come back into my life at some point because it's ultimately how I want to run my business. And I feel like if you don't have social media in this day and age, you're kind of falling behind. But at the end of the day, it's a double-edged sword because there is a lot of positive and there is a lot of negative that come from it. And if you fall down the negative slope, it's very hard to pull yourself back out because it's literally designed to either be a creator or be a consumer. And when you fall into that consumer realm, fuck, you're gone. And that's where I am right now. And I'm trying to be a creator, bro. But essentially, that is how I've been feeling. We're only 3 days in and it's already, you know, a big shift in my day-to-day life. Realizing I've got more time, realizing I've been a people pleaser, that I need to stop doing that and do things for myself. And I can't remember point 1, but you guys watched it already, so. I'm going to eat my pre-workout meal. We're going to wrap up today. We're going to start the editing for this video. But I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.